why the shadow docket should concern us all. This guy is Erwin Chemerinsky. And in my example, I was explaining to this old guy that this guy wrote the book on the Constitution. A lot of law schools use this guy. He actually wrote 2 books on it, like multiple books. But he wrote the big like Bible of the constitutional law. And then he wrote the supplement, which you read to explain the actual book. It's wild. So I bought them both. I did well in constitutional law. I loved it. But it's good. It's a nice compendium. But he is very liberal. And so this is curious that he's over now in the third branch of government in the Supreme Court. Long story to get here to this article. But he posted this, and I think it's curious that he's now coming out against the shadow docket. And I think he's been consistent about this, but the fact that this guy, like this heavyweight Erwin Chemerinsky, is coming out and saying the shadow docket should concern us all. Why is he upset about the shadow docket so much right now? It's because there are 6 conservatives on the side that he doesn't like. And he's a liberal dude, right? You can just read his stuff. He's a big Hillary fan, all the things. So he wrote an article, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, about why the shadow docket is bad. I think it's just basically constitutional breakdown. But he doesn't really come to any solutions other than the lower level judge injunctions would just stay. It is long established that a lower court's grant or denial of a preliminary injunction should be overturned only for abuse of discretion, right? So in other words, don't reverse the Boasbergs. Don't reverse the Zenuses and all the things. Chemerinsky's a friend of John Eastman? You're kidding me. Man, I've never seen him talk to anybody on the conservative side. For Chemerinsky, I've seen him be quite liberal. I've seen a lot of his talks. I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. How can someone who understands the Constitution so much be so in favor of perverting it at every turn? I have no idea. But as a historian, I don't think his policy is good. Like, as a matter of public policy, I've not been a fan of the stuff I've seen. I'm open to have my mind changed on that. But as I've heard of him and his conversations, I think he's a much better historian and chronicler of the thing rather than a prospective policymaker or critical thinker. One man's opinion over here. Now, so that's going on over there anyway. So the reason I'm flagging this is I think this will be a little bit more of an effort. You'll see more of attacks on the Supreme Court because he's out seeding it. Okay, this is like how all this works. You need somebody to come out and give you a foundation for it. He's doing it. So I would expect in a week or so, or maybe even a couple of days, we'll start to see the Democrats screeching about this because he's given that, because they'll say, constitutional scholar, Stanford professor. Okay, they'll all do it. All right. So we'll be on awareness for that.